So if you're listening, strap in real quick, because I'm going to go over what I've learned so far in the game and how it works, and yeah, describe my experience so far. So, New World, I thought it was going to be a straight up PvP game. I thought it was going to be a like an RVR lake, just a big RVR lake. I thought people were just going to be fighting. I thought there was going to be instance PvP. I thought there was going to be multiple types of instance PvP and also open world PvP. But turns out the game is pretty much a very classic MMORPG, right? But with a ton of PvP existing in the world. So it's very kind of like a classic PvP game. With just kind of like an MMORPG with the Trinity. You got heals, you got you got a tank, you got different kinds of weapons. Now, so you see these zones here. You got different zones. First Light, Cutlass Keys, Windsward, etc. The green ones, our guild, our company controls these. This is the entire world, by the way, right now, okay? This is the entire world. As you can see up here, if you look, I'm guessing it's going to be off to another territory. But first, I wanted to lay down something real quick. Let's get away from the hype and the confusion and all that stuff that people are into, the frantic behaviors, right? Okay. Let's remember, this game is backed by a very expensive, very big company. A lot of money. And this game's not going to be coming out until next year, alright? And it already runs smoother and everything than any other game that's been in beta before. Except maybe for World of Warcraft. But, let's remember, it's a game. Okay, judge it from that, not the hype and everything around it. It's made by a ton of artists that have put a lot of their shit into this game. Graphics, the sound, everything's really good. So let's keep that in mind, right? But you get all these zones, all right, and companies / guilds can take these zones, and you get benefits from owning the zones. You get taxes, things of that nature. You can upgrade the crafting benches at the towns, etc. Things like that, all right. And then you see these bars here over the territories. That's the amount of influence your faction has over this territory, and if they're leading it towards war and taking your territory over. So you got all these territories you can control, and if you get into a war, it's a 50-50 battle, and then the winner takes the zone over. You don't lose anything with the progress of the town or anything like that. You just take the zone over and you get the benefits of owning that zone. So that's the only instance PvP is the 50v50 PvP. Like, I just missed a war. It was a 50v50 PvP. I signed up. I wasn't even in the factions that were fighting, I don't think. I just got to sign up, and if I was there on time, I would have went in and fought 50v50 for the thing. So that's all the instance PvP in the game. That's the way that the PvP in the companies work and the territory control is. Alright, there's probably a lot more details. Of course, you got these zones up here. Alright, these zones up here, they have a ton of it's kind of like Rift, you know? They got the dimensional corrupted portals, or whatever you want to call it. And you can do these. You go there, you kill these mobs, you do the objective. It's really dope looking. It's pretty fun encounter. Very reminiscent of the game Rift. Alright, you get different loot and stuff like that. That's these 3 top zones right here, the highest level zone, all up here. Nobody even owns them yet, I don't think. I don't know what entails owning those lands. And then Okay, so with the different factions, right? Sort of like city sieges in Warhammer Online. I'm not exactly sure. I just know that it's a closed off 50v50 fight. It's in the fort. So if you look at this area here, each zone has a hamlet and it has a fort. This is where the 50v50 is right here. Okay. I don't know exactly how that works, but that's how you take over a zone. And then yeah, that's how the companies and the territory control works briefly, right? Now then you have your faction. All right? I'm part of the Marauder faction. In every town, you've got PvE / storyline main quests in each zone. You go throughout the zone and tell stories just like any other game, Elder Scrolls Online or anything like that. And then you've got your faction representative homie, whichever one you join. So Covenant, Syndicate, Marauder. Alright, so you're gonna go to your Marauder dude. And by the way, the game does have a like very, very long teleport that everybody can take, like this. Okay? I'm gonna talk about that later. The city sieges, kind of like not like, I think it's just gonna be like a 50v50. I don't think there's much any NPCs. So this is the Marauder faction NPC, okay? And you'll see the top 3 quests are PvE quests, okay? So you can do those quests without flagging for PvP. So you can do these quests safely. Alright? And you get faction tokens, which allow you to buy gear and potions and stuff like that. And then down at the bottom, you see you got the PvP quests. Alright? And these are all going to be very kind of standard quests. You know, deliver something here, get some shit here, kill these things here in the zone, or patrol these several areas and such. Alright? And down, these are the PvP quests. As you'll see, they give way more XP. Alright? Way more XP, and they give more faction standing, they give more tokens, everything. Now, these quests right here, when you accept these, hey, Gudgeontron, thanks for the resub, dude, to infinity and beyond, 39 months, great, absolutely insane, legend, mate. So, when you do these, I'm not going to accept it right now. When you pick these missions, these PvP missions, as soon as you accept them, you're going to flag for PvP. Alright? So if you go out to do these PvP missions, you're going to go out, it's going to be more risky. The mobs are going to be a pain in the ass, and then you're going to deal with players. And you're going to run into other players from other factions who have also signed up to do these quests in the open world. So you and the other people have signed up both and accepted to enter a PvP state, so you can fight against each other. Alright? So out in the open world, when you're doing your quests, you're gonna see people, some people are just gonna be flagged. You can just automatically flag yourself by pressing U or unflagging. So you yourself can go out into the world and you're gonna see people that are PvP flagged, people who aren't, and everybody's going to be doing different things. Some people are going to be harvesting, some people are going to be farming mobs. So it creates this interesting flow of PvP, you know, so it doesn't suck, whereas you're just getting griefed out of your mind as soon as you get out of town. It provides a good challenge when going to your objective to deal with people, and also you can open free roam PvP and look for other people who have also signed up willingly for PvP, which makes for a pretty good combination. which is much different than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be PvP, 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 but it's actually PvE, in an actual fantasy MMORPG with PvP on top. So that's how the faction quests work. So you're not just gonna. I want them to make a queuable PvP 5v5, 1v1, etc. would be very nice. But that's currently not in the game now, so I'm not gonna really talk about that. All right. So that's how the factions work. That's how the PvP ends up, because you're gonna go out, you're gonna see 1 to 6 people doing quests, like you're doing quests, and you can choose to fight or you can get jumped. But everybody's signed up for PvP. That's the big point, right? And then if you have a big group, like you'll be able to see on my previous VODs of me going with the guild, there's like 20 of us, 15, 20 of us just roaming around killing anybody we want that we see that's flagged. So that's all the kind of PvP that's involved in the game, really. And then you've got your PvE, and the PvE, I have to tell you guys, it's really actually good. I've been playing with Gudge, and he's playing a healer type mage dude. I'm playing a tank, and it's been, for me, very enjoyable combat. We've got into every situation you can think of, you know, from killing basic hordes of mobs to dealing with groups of people on us while we're running away and trying to get quest items. The combat is really fun. The healing, the magery, shit like that, it's all been really good. And dealing with this different mobs and CC and abilities that they have, their aggro, everything's been really enjoyable. Some of the mobs have been really tough. Like if you go to where we were hanging out yesterday, it actually reminds me of Weaver's Fen. It actually reminds me of Bloodborne, because there are some mobs in there that have caskets on their back, and when they get to a certain HP, they turn away from you. They're very hard to hit, and they'll activate an AoE that sucks your life after a while. So if you don't know the actual mechanics and everything, it can be very, very difficult to do. So yeah, the group and the fighting has been absolutely, I've loved it. Another thing is, you've got, can I just show you guys the first thing that I thought of when I found out that everybody and their mother can have this ability to teleport. What is it, up to 60 meters, 40 meters? I was like, what the hell? Because you don't really have to commit to fights, right? Like if you're, let's say you're a lobby or something, you could just teleport in, and let me show you the next thing that's OP as hell in this game, is called the rifle. Alright, so you could come in with the rifle, you can literally prone on your character with the rifle, and your like nameplate is harder to see, and you can shoot people from, I think, up to there, all the way up to there maybe. I haven't tested the range. Okay, so those are the iffy things to me. If you see, if you check that stuff out, teleporting, it adds another pain in the butt thing, but it's also very fun once everybody has a teleport and everybody has rifles. So it's like, oh, you got a 60-meter teleport? Oh, okay, well, we also have rifles, you know. So if you're gonna sprint off, we can, or if you're gonna teleport off, we're gonna teleport off too, and we're gonna shoot you with their guns, we're gonna shoot you with their bows, we're gonna snare you, and all that shit. Guild Wars 2 meets Age of Conan. It doesn't really feel much like Guild Wars 2 to me. And the weapon swapping doesn't really feel too much like ESO either. It's got its own vibe to it. It feels to me like it is very, the combat's very visceral and tight, like Age of Conan. Yeah. And the only game that I've seen in testing phase like this that ran this smooth actually was World of Warcraft beta, and honestly this game ran smoother. So that's a pretty insane feat, I think. the day of the launch test, I logged in immediately, and my game ran smooth for 22 hours straight. It's unheard of, and the game's coming out in a year. So yeah, you've got these. The combat's got some weird kind of things with it, like everybody's got their teleport staff. The muskets are crazy, but they're extremely fun. You know what I'm saying? And the verticality of the game is dope. All right, like I'll show you if I can find someplace to go west of town here, real quick. So yeah, you can you can hop over things and also climb up things, and you can shoot things with this thing from very, very far away. If I can find a mob over here. If I can find a mobus. See that mob? I don't know if I can shoot that freaking turkey, man, but I might be able to. No, okay, maybe that's too far. I think I almost got it though. Give you guys an idea, because this has never been in an MMORPG before. Being able to shoot things with a projectile, aimed projectile from that far away, is so crazy. Like that, obviously I can shoot. Even that's far. That was far away, right? But I'm gonna give you guys a pro tip. If you're gonna play the game in the upcoming whatever's, or you're gonna play the game in the future, I'm gonna guess that everybody that comes to this stream will probably play this game in the future. So let's say you start the game, it's a flooded area, everybody's hunting over mobs. You just sit on top of the roof, man, and you shoot things. Oh, he's tagged. Good. I get the XP for that. And I'm helping out the boys. Okay. Look at the range on that. That's cool. But these are cool things, but they're also scary, right? Balance-wise, stuff like that. So, right. So as soon as you get into a fight with somebody and they're not a competent person in committing to their fight, they're just gonna dip out, usually. With that teleport. It's a pain in the ass, and you got to learn to teleport quick with them and follow suit and what they're doing and switch to your ranged weapons, and it actually does kind of add it more fun to the combat. At first I was like, oh god, now we just have to add in another step, right? Like we have to hit teleport button every 10 whatever seconds cooldown. But it's been really fun. And the crafting has been, I mean, I think the crafting systems have been pretty phenomenal for me. I haven't really had to look at anything too hard, or think too hard, or look up any guides to figure it out. It's been really easy so far. Yeah, I'm sure they're coming with tons of weapons. So yeah, I went over the world size, the zones, etc. And by the way, the zones are amazing looking, and the audio is amazing looking too. But I went over the zones, how the guild PvP works, how normal open world PvP works, how PvP quest works, and PvE quests work. I went over the gold missions, which are just PvE main quest missions. Went over crazy weird abilities and stuff like that. What else did I miss? Anything else? The verticality of the game and the guns. Like, it's what I'm trying to say is, like, if you've played a lot of PvP games, giving an entire Zerg this right here, okay, teleport, and then this, is pretty insane. Okay. There's all kinds of amazing possibilities with the game. I'm having a great time. It definitely has its issues, but like I said, they pretty much went from focused on PvP to making a more classical feel and implementing a system that would be fun for everybody to PvP and PvE in, and moved it back a year, which I think is actually really great. Good idea. I can fully enjoy coming into this game, going out into a dungeon with buddies, and fighting other people. Done both of them. As far as things go beyond level 40 plus and all the end game stuff, I don't even know if I want to talk about that, because it's probably going to be totally different next year, I'm going to guess. As far as the quests go, they're kind of like placeholders, the quests. If you think about it, they're probably going to add more detailed quests and stuff. But basically, you have to go to a place and get an object amongst like a challenging group of mobs, area, and or players. So it does it really matter, you know, what's behind that foxtail? Do we really need to know what's in that crate? Not really. It's just the objective, the combat, and the gameplay, right? Yeah, weapon skills share cooldowns on slots, and they scale off different stats. Yeah, I guess I could go over the basic character stuff. See, there's my Marauder tokens for buying armor and stuff like that. Yeah. I'll go over this stuff. This stuff's pretty different, right? So you got your attributes. That's all kind of normie stuff. Strength, melee, dexterity, ranged, and some melee, intelligence, magical, heals, focus, mana regen, constitution, health, etc. Then you've got the way that you get your abilities is through the weapon masteries. You basically, not going to go into too detail because I don't know if it's even going to change or be the same in the future, but basically kill stuff with this, do stuff with these things, and you level them up. Like, here's my sword, so when I have a sword and shield equipped, I have these abilities on me. Alright? And I can have 3 weapons equipped once I'm level 30. So that's how you get your abilities. So when I'm in my sword and shield, I have this stuff. When I'm in my life staff, I've got this stuff. And all the weapons have been really fun so far. I think some of the magic weapons are kind of new, and they're probably going to be reworking those. But I mean, it's your kind of standard stuff. Fire staff. You typically got 2 different ways to go on each weapon set that kind of steer you in a different path or have different setups. I have to tell you that by far the musket is my favorite weapon. If you know me, you know I love PvP and funny ass situations, and this is going to be a very funny situation weapon. So yeah, so then you get your abilities, you drag them onto your bar, right? And there you go. Boom, ba boom, boom, boom. I can play dead. I got play dead. Oh yeah, the facial hair options are great. No, I don't even know. I just got in the game right away. And then you've got your consumable slots, which are 4, 5, 6, and 7, right? You also have a camp that you can lay down that you can respawn at, and you can recall to 1 town. I think it's like per hour. Yeah, I don't know what else is there. The corrupted areas. Yeah, I talked about the corrupted areas. They're basically like I said, they're basically like Rift. You know, evil portals with mobs. You got to go in there usually with a group, clear them out, and use a staff that you get from the main story to cleanse it, and then you're good. You get tokens, loot, money, XP. But yeah, totally different than anything that I thought it was gonna be. Really enjoy what they're doing, and I've had a great time. You know, avoided the hype, avoided, you know, the main discussions and things, and just kind of done my own thing. But I've also experienced the group stuff as well, the large group stuff, which has been great and fun. So yeah, I really enjoy the game. I'm having a great time. If they said the game's up, we're gonna leave this game open to test, you guys can just play with it until the future, I would probably play this game a lot. But yeah, I think that's kind of covers everything, the main stuff of the game, and explains it in a way that most people should be able to understand it. If you guys got any other questions, feel free to let me know in the well, probably put this on YouTube, so